All right, guys, we're live.
Cool.
Welcome to Beastly Thoughts with Beastly Gamer, Briar Rabbit, and we got two special guests tonight. We got GetPunk99 and
Yeah.
COD Player. GetPunk99, what kind of YouTube channels do you do? What kind of YouTube
I
videos do you
I
do?
do like sniping edits and commentaries on Call of Duty, Battlefield, and probably starting some Minecraft.
Oh, that's a popular one. I also saw that you are doing a Let's Play of, always forget the name of this game, even though I love it so much.
Uncharted.
That's right. I love that game. I've been watching that so far. COD Player, what kind of videos do you guys do?
I put out content and commentary of Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4, and then I'm thinking about starting some Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I don't know too much about that yet, and I want to start a new series, Let's Play, and try to do a dual comm with my fiance, see how that works out.
That sounds good.
It's all.
Brett, what have you been up to?
It's always good with your fiance, man. I've been really enjoying a little bit of everything. I've been PSP gaming, 3DS gaming, PS3 gaming, and PS4 gaming. Battlefield 4 works, guys. That's a PSA, a public service announcement. Battlefield 4 Team Deathmatch actually works, and it's a hell of a game. I think if it came out initially running the way it runs now, everybody would be enjoying it. I know a lot of people got turned off from it, but God, it's a hell of an experience. It feels so different from Call of Duty to me. It's like if you're in the mood for that kind of game, a little slower pace. It's very detail oriented the way you play, and it's just such a they contrast each other so much. They're both great games. I'm enjoying the hell out of both of them. We did our second episode last night of Beauty and the Beast, me and my wife. And we talked about a little bit of everything. Talked about movies, video games, some reviews, and we did answers to the questions that were posted by my subscribers in the comment section. So we had a hell of a good time. I also been putting up a little bit of video game related news because last week was kind of a drought for me. So I took my Friday night and Saturday morning and went nuts on it with all my subscribers. But man, I've been having a great time. What have you been up to, Briar Rabbit?
All sorts of stuff. I was listening to you last week talking about how Battlefield 4 was fixed, so I've been jumping on the PS4 version of that, and I'm having a pretty good time. It definitely is more reliable than it has been in the past. I'm not getting dropped out of games. I'm not experiencing crashes, and it's easier to join into games. I will say it's a lot harder to aim in that game than it is in COD. I wonder if that's because it was really designed for a mouse and keyboard. It just seems the characters can be so far away, and your guns are not as accurate as you're used to in COD. So it may be a learning experience for me. It may be that the game was really designed for the PC. I'm not sure, but I'm getting used to it. I'm having a good time. I've been playing a lot of Domination on that, which works a little differently than what I'm used to with Domination in Call of Duty, but it's a lot more fun, I think.
Well, one thing I got to say about that, see, I'm not a big gun guy in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this
More of a sword guy, are you?
Yeah, just a little bit. I do own some handguns, but I don't go out and shoot often. I feel like if I pull it out, I want to use. But I don't know if Battlefield 4 is more realistic per se when it comes to the firing mechanic because I've never used, like, say for instance, a submachine gun or anything like that, and I don't know if that the extra vibration you get when you're hitting your targets. It is a little bit harder, but I took that initially as maybe it's a little bit more realistic than the guns that don't have any kickback in Call of Duty. Maybe you guys are gun owners and you shoot a lot. Is that correct, or is Battlefield 4 just a little less reliable when it comes to the aiming mechanic compared to Call of Duty Ghosts?
I see it as they're just trying to make it a more realistic game. They're just trying to make it a step forward as to get you as close to the true combat, realistic feeling as you can get in a video game possible.
Okay.
I would agree with that too. I think it's also the maps are so big. You're often shooting an assault rifle, which feels like about a quarter mile away, and a gun's going to be less accurate that far away, so it's going to be a little harder to hit people. So you really got to burst fire that gun, as opposed to in COD, where pretty much any gun you have, you can kill somebody across the map, by holding down the trigger and just waiting.
Okay.
Yeah. I just see it as a really good transition. If you want something that's more realistic, you can go for Battlefield 4. If you want a action-packed, close quarters, rushing game, you want to go for COD.
Yeah.
What do you think, Get Punked? What are your thoughts on Call of Duty Ghosts versus Battlefield 4 as far as the gameplay goes?
Like he said, it's like more realistic towards Battlefield. Like with the sniping, you have to aim higher. But for like Call of Duty, it's more fast-paced. So yeah.
I think they both have a place, and for me, I feel like a Superman playing Call of Duty. I'm running around murdering people left and right. It's a ton of fun. Battlefield 4, you're much more slower paced. You got to really think about, am I really going to run across the map? Because that might take 3 minutes.
Well, let's get one thing clear here, Briar Rabbit. When it comes to Call of Duty Ghost, you are a Superman, okay?
Oh, you should probably watch these other guys play.
I've been watching Thunder, man. This guy's an animal, but I mean.
Thunder 402.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Woo, jeez. I wouldn't dream of playing him, but I'm kind of scared to play you. You know what I mean? Speaking of these shooters, guys, what are your thoughts, especially the new guys, COD Made Player and Get Punked? What are your thoughts on this new game coming to the 360 and PC, Titanfall?
I've heard a lot of bad things about it, like the multiplayer 6v6. I think that's going to be a big downfall for a lot of people. They're expecting a little bit bigger. It's kind of a jump back for them, but there's not too much you can do with the mechanics. That he basically said that's cut and dry. That's what they're going to give us. So if people want to buy the game, then they're going to have to accept what they're paying for.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's going to be like 6v6, and I was expecting it was going to be like more like Call of Duty with like more players and a match.
There's going to be bots too. I guess there's going to be computer-controlled players running around that'll probably act like cannon fodder, but they do say they'll be somewhat competitive. They'll be able to kill you. But I think it's interesting that they're moving. The multiplayer is also going to be the story. So as you progress through the story, you're going to be playing multiplayer matches, and I think that might be why it's going to be 6v6. So you're not just constantly getting killed. If you're new to Call of Duty and you jump into multiplayer, it's kind of a miserable experience. And if that's the only game you're releasing, then having all the players be out murdering you, you're not going to ever progress through the first level.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my thoughts on it are this. I actually made a video on it last night, but my thoughts on it are this, okay? Yeah, there's 6 versus 6. That is the max that they say that they're going to release for the game. They say they played with the numbers a little bit. They said they started from 20 and came all the way down to 2 versus 2.
Wow.
And they said 6 is actually that sweet spot that they found. Alternately, there's going to be up to 48 players on the map at any given time, meaning 36 non-player characters or bots or cannon fodder. And my biggest issue with this is, here we are, it's 2014. We've seen a lot of AI. We've seen the latest AI. There's been some games that have had fantastic AI, like The Last of Us. We've had games that, the AI will stand there and look at you and just wait for you to blow them up.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they completely redesign and retweak or create something new as far as the AI goes, we're going to have issues because either these bots are going to be pinpoint accurate all the time, where you're halfway across the map and you're getting shot in the head from someone who's barely looking around the corner, or they're not going to be up to snuff, and it will be cannon fodder. And if you can play the entire multiplayer match and kill a majority of bots and very few humans and still win, that could be a deciding factor on whether this game is worth its weight,
Ultimately, this stuff is all numbers, though, and every time I read anybody who's actually played the game, anybody who writes an article about playing the game, they all say it's a blast. So does it really matter how many characters are in it? I mean, it might matter for if you have a YouTube channel and you like to post multiplayer gameplay, because killing bots isn't nearly as impressive as killing real people.
Yeah.
But as just, a game, everybody who's played it is raving about it. I haven't seen a single article about somebody who said, well, it's all right.
Well,
they only had 6 players in it, though.
I've heard more than just positive reinforcement about the game. I've actually heard some pretty, reliable sources say that the game isn't up to snuff.
Really?
Yeah, as far as running at 720p and still not being up to snuff on the Xbox One. Now, that's just graphically.
Well, it's not released yet. I mean.
And more than likely, they're talking about frames and things of that nature. I actually said in a news article I released yesterday on my channel that it is way too early to tell. It could be one of the best multiplayer experiences you can have with just 6 versus 6. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. There's a completely new dynamic. They've gone in such a different direction when it comes to this game. You got jetpacks, and I remember when they released those in Halo, I was in heaven, flying around.
Yeah.
You've got these Titans that you can control and have follow you around the map and lay cover fire, or you can leave them in a particular area to hold down, a particular area of the map. And there's a lot of dynamics. It seems like they're doing a lot with it. They've got a hell of a team behind it. So more than likely, I mean, it's gotten this far with these ideals. More than likely, it's going to be better than a lot of people are assuming early on. I don't necessarily think that 6 versus 6 is the best number, but if they've done their research and they put all this time into creating this brainstorm of a game, it might be a hell of an experience, and that's probably one of the reasons I'm going to grab an Xbox One pretty soon.
I'm willing to give these guys the benefit of the doubt too. These are the guys that created Modern Warfare, revolutionized, first-person shooters once. And what's to say they haven't released a game in now quite a few years? So, hopefully they got some ideas on, what really a new multiplayer shooter can become.
What are you guys' thoughts on this, as far as the potential of this game actually being something that will, knock your socks off? I mean, do you guys have any reservations as far as the 6 versus 6? Is that something that you think COD may player and get punked? Is that something you think will turn off the consumer potentially before they get their hands on the game? The 6v6 for people who like to create big clans and have all their buddies with them?
I don't think it's going to really make a difference, because if you've been a COD fan since COD 4, you're going to probably enjoy this game just as much.
I think basically if they pick up the slack with bots that actually do what they're supposed to, and not too easy to kill or they're too hard to kill, you're like you said, getting shot in the head from halfway across the map too easily. But if they pick up the slack, and I think it will be a very entertaining game and it'll be enjoyable for everybody, so people not overlook the 6v6 and just enjoy it for what it is, and they'll accept it.
Anybody here ever try to play against the bots in Black Ops 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. They were like psychic.
Yeah, I mean, and they've added this new dynamic as the later generations have come out, that you can actually put the bot's difficulty level right where you want it.
Yeah.
And so in some ways it works out, in some ways it doesn't. But it's still a dubious thing at best, because you don't know what to expect.
I wonder how big this game is going to be on YouTube. A lot of the guys who do like COD commentaries all the time, there's 3 of us here.
Yeah.
Is this going to be like is this a problem that it's going to be 6 versus 6, but most of your kills are going to be bots? Are people even going to want to watch that? I think initially people will want to watch just because Titanfall has got to be the biggest upcoming game of the year. But is it going to have like the long tail that Call of Duty does? Are people going to be looking for tips on how to get better? Are they going to be looking for like beast gameplays? Are they, is that going to be a thing, or is it going to be like doing a let's play of a single player game where you do the single player game and then you move on to the next game?
Well, I see it as. Oh, go ahead, Beasley.
Oh, you're new. You can go ahead and enjoy yourself. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that. How when games come out, you don't know what to expect, 2-3 months, a year from after the release date. So, just like Call of Duty Go so far, they've added, I think it's 2 more game modes to the game. So, down the line, if they see that, maybe they're losing people on their servers or whatnot, they could throw out an update to bring more people online to play at once on a game, 7v7, all the way up to 9. I think we could see a change if they see that it's not doing too well. So, maybe it could make a long run on YouTube, but also it could crash. It first coming out, yes, people are going to be like, oh, I want to see some gameplay of it. Get me some tips and hints on the campaign and whatnot. But when it goes past that point, I don't know. It's just something we're going to have to watch out for and see what goes on after that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think only time will tell, guys. I'm excited about it because it's what everybody's talking about, especially the Xbox One guys who only own that system or support Microsoft. It's really what everybody on the Xbox One's waiting on.
What do you guys got for consoles?
I have the PS4. That's in the PlayStation 3. I had the 360, but when I got banned, I just didn't want to really play it anymore.
What did you get banned for?
I got banned for apparently scamming people, but I never really played too much online. I'd normally play. Whenever like Minecraft came out, I'd play that a lot more. But people were just filing complaints on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Remind me not to play with you. No, I'm just kidding. And what about you, COD Made Player? What consoles do you have?
I have, oh my god, I have so many. I got the original Xbox, the 360, the PS2, the PS3, the PS4. Got a couple of SPs and a bunch of Nintendo stuff, but I mostly just play with my PS4 now. I really don't mess with any of the other stuff.
Have you guys? I know everybody here has a PS4. Have you guys got a chance to play this new PSN game that was free to PlayStation Plus users called Don't Starve?
No.
No, I haven't checked that out yet. I did hear about it, but I haven't actually had a chance to play it. Have you?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do a Let's Play of it probably either late tonight or tomorrow before I go to work. But it's a really fun game so far. I don't understand the true dynamic of where the story is going because this guy seems to get pulled into like a wormhole. But you walk around during the day, you see the time of day in the top right of the screen, and when it gets to night, you have to have a fire built and be ready to survive because if it gets totally dark around you, you die. But it's a hell of a lot of fun. I didn't think I'd like it as much, but I really enjoyed games like Pixel Junk Monsters. And this is a game that's real similar to that almost, but it's a whole new take on it. I think it would have been worth buying even without PlayStation Plus so far.
I love how PlayStation Plus gives you so much free stuff. I think it just endears you to the brand because they're constantly giving you free stuff.
Well, we can honestly thank Microsoft for PlayStation Plus.
Probably.
And the reason is Xbox Live came out first, and it was a premium online service for Xbox users. And when Xbox Live came out for the 360, it was what everybody had to have, in order to play online. And so the PlayStation Network has been free for years. And finally, when they decided, hey, look, the PlayStation Network is suffering from security issues, suffering the infrastructure not being as sound as they'd like. Let's go ahead and create a premium service, but we can't just create a premium service because Xbox already has theirs. So we got to one-up Microsoft and let's give them something for free. Let's give them 2 games a month. Let's give them early content. Let's give them betas. Let's do something like that, and it stuck. And so when they came out with PlayStation Plus, everybody was paying $10 less per year for it. You got 2 free games. You can get all this early stuff, and so we can actually honestly thank Microsoft for helping Sony come up with the PlayStation Plus because now we all get to reap the benefits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, guys, I don't know if you guys are big tech heads, but I am. I love tech.
Hold on, Brett. Before you move on, I want to talk about the PlayStation, their new service that they just announced at CES.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay, good.
we're right, we're right here together. CES just took place in Las Vegas, guys. Have you guys? Did you get a chance to check it out, COD Made, or get punked?
No.
I've been hearing a lot about it. I just never checked it out.
Well, consumer electronics is a big deal, especially for nerds, and I'm a big nerd. Okay?
Nerd. I got a card. I carry it.
Sony just announced a new service called PlayStation Now, which is a paid-for premium service that you can pay for monthly, annually, or you can individually rent certain games. And these games will be able to stream supposedly seamlessly on Android devices, iOS devices, tablets, PlayStation Vitas, and Sony Bravia TVs. So in theory, you could have a PlayStation 3 controller, a Sony Bravia television, and this Bravia will be able to sync with the PlayStation Network. You can get in there, pay for your PlayStation Now service, and you'll have a list of games that you can stream and play directly to your TV. What do you guys think about that?
That's really amazing. That's a really futuristic step right there. I mean, that's so many possibilities that they're opening the door for doing that.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's going to change a lot for Sony.
What about you, Briar Rabbit? I'm anxious to hear your thoughts on this.
If this comes out at an affordable price, and you can play any, they've only announced a few games, but if you could play any back catalog game in PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 3, and you can play it on almost any device, like any, they're starting off with just Sony Bravias, and I'm sure that they'll license this out, though. What if you could play it on your cell phone? What if you could play any PlayStation game on any device for just a small monthly fee? How much would you pay for that a month?
I mean, if
I pay $60. I mean, that's just the price of one game a month, but you get access to all these games.
I don't think they would actually charge as much as they would for a year of PlayStation.
You think they're going to charge like a Netflix price, like $8 a month?
I'm thinking, look, what are they losing? All they're losing is bandwidth. They're not losing any physical property. All they're doing is gaining money. All they're doing is streaming. So I could say $15 a month, and you can get for $15 you can get all the PS3 catalog. For
I would pay $15 a month for the entire PlayStation catalog.
Yeah, well, they are not.
That's great.
I heard him yesterday. The gentleman who was talking at CES, he says as of CES they only had 4 games available for this service. But he did say it does work with Android operating systems. It does work with iOS. It does work with Sony Bravia TVs. It does work with PlayStation Vitas. So, and he said right now they're only focusing on the PlayStation 3 catalog, but he said he guarantees it that probably by the end of the year they're going to be on PS2 and then PS1. So this is going to be a fantastic service. I think it's going to put a lot of butt hurt on companies like GameStop.
Yeah.
Where people and,
never again was a used game sold.
I mean, think about it. You don't have to worry about your discs being scratched. You can play them straight out. Now, one issue that I did talk about, I actually released this. I talked about this last night on my channel. One thing that I see potentially being an issue is the latency. Now, we have the PlayStation Vita, and we all know the PS Vita does remote play with the PS3 over a local Wi-Fi connection. And it's almost seamless. I mean, there's really no latency there. But we saw what happened with the PSP, and of course that's an older generation console, but the PSP can actually, you could be in a different location over a network connection, and you can log into your PlayStation 3 through your PSP and play PlayStation 1 games. Just the PS1 games, and those games aren't very graphically demanding as far as specs go for this time, but there was huge latency issues there. So if they can, this Gaikai service is something that Sony bought.
They've been working on this for a while, and to be honest with you, I don't think that latency for a single-player game will be that big a deal. I mean, you're downloading video. I mean, it's got to come fairly quickly, and all you're uploading is the control inputs, which is really, small amounts of data. So, I mean, they've been working on this for a long time. I would think that if they can get it down to, a reasonable amount, I mean, we see on Call of Duty that we're down to like 30 milliseconds. You can hardly tell that you got any latency at all. So, I mean, I see it as, I think it'll work, and I think it'll work well. I mean, people are talking, on live worked good.
Before Sony bought this Gaikai service, I had never heard of Gaikai, but the fact that they actually spent millions and millions of dollars, I forget exactly how much they spent. Yeah. This service has to be a really phenomenal cloud-based service. And more than likely, you're right. When it comes to playing these single-player games, especially now, 2014, I'm talking about 2009, when I was playing these games on my PSP.
Yeah.
So it's been 5 years, and I'm sure, as we all know, technology moves extremely fast. More than likely, once this thing launches and people are able to tap into the PlayStation Network, and also all your trophies and all your information is also going to be linked through PlayStation Now. So even if you don't own the game, you can get your trophies, you can get all your information, you can invite people to games. Personally, I think it's going to be a great, great service. What are you guys thinking about it? Get Punk'd? I want the new blood to let me know what's going on.
I think it's going to be awesome that you're going to be able to play all the PlayStation 1 games and the PS2 games on your PS4, which would actually be a big thing, but not good. Like you said, it wouldn't be good for GameStop because they'd probably start going out of business a little bit.
Well, I don't know if they go out of business, but it definitely hurt them, I think.
I don't know. If they don't have used game sales, what do they got? I mean, new game sales, the new consoles, everything can be sold digitally. So what is GameStop really going to be selling?
Well, GameStop sells a majority of new games. Where did you get your PS4 from?
I got it at GameStop. I waited in line for it at GameStop, and the customer service was excellent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They don't only sell used games. They sell a majority of new games. Their revenue, of course, isn't going to be even close to what they get back off of used games, but they'd stay in business. It's kind of painful to even think about GameStop being closed. They've been around for so long, It's a staple in gaming communities. But this PlayStation Now service, if Sony does it right, bravo. It'll benefit all of us, and I think everybody would have it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out as soon as it comes out. I'm really hoping that it'll be somehow tied into PlayStation Plus. So if you're already a PlayStation Plus member, which I think everybody pretty much has to be now with the PS4, if you want to play multiplayer games, like, hey, we'll take $10 off the cost of this new service, and you'll get access to all these new game or all these older games that probably a lot of people haven't played yet. They've already announced. Was it The Last of Us is going to be one of the first games that comes out?
And yes, even though I own The Last of Us, I mean that'd be worth it in itself. If you never played it, and you can pay $10-15 a month, get that shit. It's going to be amazing.
$10-15 a month, plus you get like a whole catalog of other games. I think it's awesome. I don't know how much it's going to be. I mean, it depends on how much it's going to be. I think that I'd pay a fair amount of money for this stuff.
I don't even know what Naughty Dog announced. They had an announcement earlier this month. I think it just happened, and I was hoping it was going to be The Last of Us revisited for the PS4 or revamped. But I haven't heard
an upgraded version. That'd be great.
You know how they're doing this Tomb Raider, definitive edition.
Yeah.
I need something like that for The Last of Us with higher resolution. They upped the frame rate and added all the DLC. That would be a PS4. Well, I don't even think PS4s at this point really need system sellers. But
I think it does. Absolutely. I don't even know what the next game I'm going to buy for my PlayStation 4 is.
I'm not really. Honestly, the games I have right now, they're not even in the win. I mean, personally, Call of Duty is okay to me. Battlefield is graphically stunning, but again, it's okay. And Killzone, graphically stunning, boring as hell. I really like the multiplayer, but this game is, especially the single-player campaign was incredibly boring. I fell asleep through it.
It makes Battlefield 4 characters look like they're speed skaters.
Yeah. I mean, it's just very, very slow. When I first saw it, I didn't know how to come at it. It was a beautiful game, and I thought that beauty would resonate in gameplay and story and character development, and none of that really came about. So
yeah.
Right now, I'm only thinking about the future of the PS4. It's like I know that we have all these great IPs for the Sony brand. So I know they're going to be repurposed, and they're going to be coming out for the PS4. So I'm kind of one of these people who's kind of waiting. I'm okay waiting. I'm not in any big rush.
Yeah.
But for those who don't have any really good games and they want a PS4, honestly, right now there's nothing on it that personally would make me just run out and buy it.
Infamous Second Son, is that the new one?
Yep.
That one's coming out what, in springtime?
Yeah.
March 20th, I think.
Is that a week before or a week after Titanfall?
I don't remember the exact release date. I know it is in March, but damn, that'll be the first PlayStation 4 game that is a system seller.
Coming out at the same time as Titanfall?
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. I mean, the PlayStation 4 owners don't have a Titanfall. So for the PS4 owners, especially for, the hardcore fans who stick, with Sony or Microsoft through thick and thin, these hardcore fans, that's going to be their Titanfall. So we already know we got 1.2 million more consoles sold in the PS4.
Yeah, I heard that number. Holy cow.
I heard about that too.
Yeah, I did a video on it. As of December 28th, the Xbox One had hit 3 million and the PS4 hit 4.2. So that's
with supply constraints too. They can't keep those things in stock.
Yeah,
you can go to any store around me anyway, and you can find Xbox Ones piled up, but you cannot find a PlayStation 4 to save your life. And this is well after Christmas now.
Within 5 miles of my house, there are approximately four GameStops. In the last 5 weeks, I go usually once a week because I like to find used deals and stuff. 5 weeks in a row, they haven't had one. And every time I've been there, they've had at least 6 or 7 Xbox One.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Conmay, did you say you had an Xbox One?
No, I had the Xbox 360.
And Get Punked, you don't have one either?
No, I don't have it.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I have the Xbox One, and I don't play it nearly as much as the PlayStation 4. As far as Call of Duty goes, I think the better experience is on the PlayStation 4. It's a higher res experience.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Xbox One is getting the DLC first.
Yeah.
Which kind of disappoints me because I'd rather just not play on the Xbox One. I'd rather just continue to play on the PlayStation 4 because I'm used to the controller. And
come on, Brian Rabbit, you can't do this, especially to your subscribers. You got a lot of subscribers who are Xbox fans. Don't do that. You gotta You got to sugarcoat it a little bit.
Hey, I got nothing against the Xbox One, but I don't like the controller. I mean, I've made that very obvious. I don't like that controller. Until Scuff Gaming releases a upgraded controller, I don't have any desire to play the Xbox One. But when Titanfall comes out, I can't wait to get my hands on that game. But if I was going to buy a second console, so both of these consoles are sitting right here in my office, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. If I was going to buy a second one to put down in the living room, I think I'd have to make it an Xbox One.
Well, personally, I'm going to, this year, go ahead and pick up the Wii U. Oh, the gods of gaming just threw a thunderbolt at my house.
Welcome to the last generation.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I'm going to go ahead and get an Xbox One, too. I am a gamer. This is what I've always done. And when Titanfall comes out, you know, they just released a conceptual art of the next Halo game. Come on. I mean, who's not going to get that? I have to have it. And if Titanfall is as good as I hope it could be, that'll be reason enough for me to buy it. And the only reason, I talked about this yesterday, too. The only reason I'm getting a Nintendo Wii is because of that damn Smash Brothers. That alone makes me not even want to get a Wii because it's only one game. It's like there's nothing else that even piques my interest in the slightest that makes me want to get a Wii U. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest.
They're releasing a new Wii Fit, basically.
Oh, yeah, well, I can just see myself spinning around in the living room right now doing it.
Little Just Dance and...
You know, the Wii Fit girl is in the new Smash Brothers, so I'll just get my Wii Fit there.
The Wii Fit girl.
Yes, sir. Now, these consoles, man, and there's another, you know, a point I'd like to make, kind of push it home, and it kind of makes you look and say, damn, the PS4 has already sold 4.2 million. They've been out for 2 months.
Yeah.
The Xbox One sold 3 million, and they've been out for 2 months. The Nintendo Wii U has been out for a year and sold 3.8 million.
That's not good, right?
No, it's not.
I'm not good at this new math stuff, but it seems like higher would be better.
Yeah, well, it's terrible. I mean, you know, 3.8 million isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. But when you look and you've been out for over a year, and your competition comes out in 2 months, demolishes your year-long install base, it means you're doing something wrong. And for Nintendo in general, you've been doing the same thing for so long and getting the same results. It seems like it would be poignant on someone to at least change the recipe a little bit. I mean, when you see that you've been doing this, we've been going 6 months and the sales have not picked up. We've been going 8 months and the sales haven't picked up. We haven't been advertising and the sales aren't picking up. It seems like someone would do a 180 in that office. Someone in the top tiers of Nintendo would say, hey, look, you can't run this anymore. You've been running us into the ground.
Yeah, but they're killing it on the 3DS side. I mean, they're absolutely murdering it. You know,
Yeah,
so it's like, how mad are you going to get at this guy who can't sell the big console when he's making you billions with the little one?
Yeah, the 3DS, one of the best-selling consoles ever. I think.
Yeah. In the face of the iPhone and Android gaming too, a lot of people said, "Oh yeah, these portable game consoles are dead because everybody's going to be playing games on the iPhone and the Android." But that hasn't come to fruition. People are still playing. People are still buying the 3DS, and they're buying it in droves, and with good reason. It's a good console.
It's a great console. When I first got it, I thought it would just be, you know, more Nintendo DS. But when I saw what it was capable of doing,
Yeah.
when I first saw that Resident Evil, I said, "Shit, this is a console quality game." When I saw Resident Evil Mercenaries, which is basically a repurposed Mercenaries from the PS3. The graphics were like identical, and then when they came out with Revelations, mind blown. I was in GameStop and that game. Have you played that game, Brian Rabbit?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I got 4 copies. I need to send you one of them. The game really, man, it blew my mind. The experience was so great. It's infinitely better than Resident Evil. What was it, 5? Resident Evil 6? It's infinitely better than that in every way. Better story, better character development. It's bigger, you know, and you're on this giant ship, and it was just fantastic. Do you guys, COD Made and Get Fun, do you guys do any mobile playing or you know, handhelds at all?
I mean, I'll play if I'm like in the car going somewhere, but that's the only time I'll ever really even play a video game on my iPhone.
But you know, they say if you're driving and you're playing games, it's pretty bad for you.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a pro at both, and I can multitask.
Oh man. What about you, Cod, man? Do you do any handhelds?
I play like Grand Theft Auto and Uncharted sometimes on the PSP.
Okay. Now I heard you say something in one of your videos, one of your not Grand Theft, your Call of Duty Ghost gameplays, that
Yeah.
your fiance likes to play Dungeons and Dragons, huh?
Oh yeah, she's been like going crazy on that. I mean, she plays more than I do. I mean, I'll be on my console to do some content. I'll play like maybe an hour or two, get off. I look over here, trying to go to sleep and stuff, and she's on it 6+ hours. I'm like, holy crap! And she's like so into it. She's just zoned in. Like, I go to shake her and I try to bug her, and she just gets all mad and leave me the hell alone. And she just goes back to her own little world, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to go to sleep.
I saw the video of her. You watching her play while
Yeah.
she's on a laptop. That was a funny video. My favorite videos almost always include the words, "Oh yeah, this is going on YouTube." No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
She
definitely
didn't believe me.
definitely wife material, man. Good job. You found the future there, Cod, man.
Thank you, man.
Do you guys do any PC gaming? That's another thing I want to know.
I used to do RuneScape a lot, and then my fiance's brother was trying to get me into World of Warcraft. I tried that for a little bit. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, same here. What about you there, Get Punked?
I play a little bit of Battlefield once in a while, but I'm saving up for a better PC so I can play more games.
Yeah, I just bought a new PC. It's actually in I think it's in Lawrenceville, Georgia, coming up UPS ground.
Oh, you don't have it yet? You made a video about it, and I was.
It took a little bit of time for it to get here, but UPS, they wouldn't let me pick it up Saturday, because they said something about it still not being unpacked at UPS, so I'll get it by the 15th. But I'm really stoked about it. It's much better than the little laptop I got back there. That's an HP G61, and that's just garbage. But this one here is a quad-core. It has a pretty good graphics card, fast processor, 8 gigs of RAM. It has Dr. Dre beats built in, so it's going to be rap music everywhere. But honestly, I'm really looking forward to. I'm kind of a person that does things on a whim, and I was having my lunch break at work, and I was watching some DayZ footage, and I was like, I have to have this damn game. And then when I was looking at the system requirements, it said dual core. As soon as it said dual core, in my head, the words single core flashed in my head. Because of this laptop, and I called Kate. I said, "Hey, babe, I want to go ahead and buy a laptop today." And so I got online and I got it. It's a good laptop, and it's going to be much easier for me to do my, my encoding and editing of my videos. So it makes everything work, for the best for my YouTube channel. So everything works out pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta say, if dual core is what's holding you back on the minimum system requirements, it's definitely time to upgrade.
That's my problem.
Is it?
Yeah.
It was $740, so it's money well spent. And after I bought it, you know how it is when you're just about to click the buy button.
Yeah.
Your finger acts like a snake and it doesn't want to work. I didn't want to spend it, but as soon as I spent it, I was like, man, it's money well spent. But then I kind of reflected and said, damn it, I could have just bought my Xbox One. But then I remember there's no games on the console that I really want right now.
Yeah, a good computer for YouTube, it makes a world of difference. I'm working on a 2010 MacBook Pro that I do all my editing on, and I'm getting married in May, and my first purchase after paying for that wedding is going to be a new computer.
I saw your video on that. You were trying to save the money for the wedding. Not spending so much.
Every day you make a decision, like, am I going to buy this McDonald's today, or are we going to have flowers at the wedding?
Yeah.
How about half of a Big Mac at the wedding? Just eat half of the sandwich.
That's right. That's what the wedding food is going to be.
Yeah.
Pabst Blue Ribbon and McDonald's.
Yeah. I'm actually on the same laptop now, a 2010 MacBook Pro. So this is what Kate's using. She wants the Mac Pro, man. That's $3,000.
Yeah, cool.
That's $3,000 like minimum. You can easily make that a $10,000 computer.
She went to school for graphic design, so she likes to do little projects and stuff. And she said, babe, income tax time's coming. We're going to buy a new car and stuff. She said, what about the MacBook Pro? And I looked at her like, are you speaking Klingon right now? I mean, and she says, with Babe, I can make Pixar movies. And I'm looking at her and I said, are you going to get Pixar money for it? She just smiled. So we're going to wait a little bit at least until that thing drops. It's very powerful, though. And
Yeah, that thing's a beast.
Since the Beast. Good shit. Now, look, since we're on the topic of video game consoles, there's been, at CES, Valve announced 14 versions. That's a 1 and a 4. 14 versions of the Steam box. What do you guys think about this?
That's advanced finger numbers right there. I like that.
You know how I do it.
I can't believe that the thing is going to range from $500 to $2,000. Who's going to buy the $2,000 Steam box? That's what I want to know.
Crazy.
Who's going to? Yeah.
The $2,000.
Like, why not just buy a PC at that point? You know, even at $1,000, why not buy a PC? Not only can you play video games on your $1,000 PC, but you can also do your homework or email. Like, who's gonna buy a $1,000 video game console?
Check it out, man. They actually have a $6,000 Steam box that was talked about.
Holy crap.
I forget who's making it.
Crazy.
But yeah, it's $6,000. It has a very high-powered PC in it. I mean, it has I forget how many gigs of RAM, like 16 gigs of RAM, and it had 6 terabytes in it. And the Steam box built in, and that's a little too much. But there's one Steam machine that I'm actually looking at that I'm going to get. Yeah, I'm planning on spending money I don't got, guys. It's made by iBuyPower, and it's the white one with the blue light in the middle. It kind of resembles the PS4 when you turn it on.
Yeah.
It's the $500 model. It isn't really high powered, but if they can bridge that gap of PC gaming and console gaming, I think it'd be comfortable for me. I don't like the controller per se, but they did announce that all these different developers of the console are creating their own controllers to go with them. So they shouldn't all be touch screen. They should all have a little panel on it. They should.
I'd be happier if they just said your Xbox 360 controller will work on the Steam box. I'd be
might
like,
as well go all the way there, Briar Rabbit, and say PS4 controller.
Oh, Get Punk, do you think you're going to get a Steam box?
I don't think so because I would rather just get a PC because you can play pretty much the same games with just getting the PC.
Mm-hmm. And you can plug an Xbox 360 controller and play it on the big screen TV as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, COD-made player? Would you do that? Would you get a Steam box?
I don't know. Like, I'm not really into much of the PC and stuff. I'm just gonna stick with my console and save money. Like I said in one of my videos, I'm trying to get my own place, not trying to blow money that really don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to save. And you guys are pretty young. I know COD-made, you're about 18 or 19, and you're engaged. You got a lot of responsibility coming your way, and just be an adult about it. Make the best decisions you can now because it will affect your future. Get Punk, you look like you're about 12. How old are you?
I'm 14.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 years. So you got plenty of time, man. Just tell your mom and dad you'll get A's and B's and get everything you can get right now while you can. Because one day it'll be all on you. I actually bought my PC the day that they announced everybody was getting raises at work. So
did you know that before or after?
After. My manager came out and we were talking about some things going on at work, and he said, "Man, you're getting a nice little raise," and I was like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, it'll be on your next check." And so I called Kate. Yes.
All right, so let's say that you get a $2,000 Steam box. You hook this thing up to your TV, but you still got this kind of crappy 1080p TV. Don't you want one of these new 4K TVs?
Yeah, I think it's great, but that shit, the 4K TV is like $4K, isn't it?
Come on. It's like looking through a window at a video game, man.
That's what it means. I'll take a Super Nintendo and sit it outside my window and look at it. You know how crazy that thing is?
They've been they've been talking a lot about 4K at CES, and for gaming, that sounds great, except the consoles that we have currently won't really support 4K. They're still struggling, I think, to do 1080p at a real. Well, the PS4 seems to be able to do it pretty good, but the Xbox One seems to be struggling to do it at 1080p. So 4K, that's 4 times the resolution. I don't even know if that's a reasonable thing.
Yeah, right now it is. I think they did announce that the Steam box will be supported on 4K TVs. But
Yeah.
the biggest thing about that for me is the price. I can't remember what I saw as far as the price range, but it was so astronomical, I immediately forgot as soon as I read it.
You'll be able to get them for around $1,000 this year.
A
4K
4K?
TVs. Yeah, around $1,000.
Like a 12-inch? I mean, really? $1,000?
Yeah, like companies like Vizio and the more discount brands that you find at Costco, they'll be around $1,000 this year, which is great. A 4K TV, but the problem is there's no content. My father actually bought a 4K TV this Christmas, and the only way to get 4K content is he had to actually buy a $700 server that he hooks up to his network connection and it downloads movies that way. I haven't asked him how long it takes to download these movies because it's not streaming. You have to download that movie, and these files are huge. I mean, a 9 gigabyte a Blu-ray disc is 9 gigabytes, and that holds a 1080p movie. This is 4 times the resolution, so would it be 4 times 9? That's a big file to be downloading.
Man, you said this is your dad with this?
Yeah, my dad's rich.
Ask him if you want to adopt.
No, I don't want to do that.
Not me. Oh, man. Let me ask you guys a question. At CES, they kind of referred to a lot of this new virtual reality gaming.
Yeah. Oculus Rift, hook me up.
Oculus Rift, man, I think that's going to be a big deal, honestly. Even when they came out with the betas, I was amazed. Sony announced one. Their $1,000 virtual reality set for video games and for television, for movies. They said it's equivalent to having a movie theater projector in front of you at 60 feet away. So it's like watching a movie inside of a theater. And I forget the name of this contraption, but it's something you actually get inside of. It connects to the Oculus Rift, and you can walk around in real time. And they showed Call of Duty, they showed Battlefield. This guy, of course, he was fit. He was running. He had his little, gun in his hand. And he was actually playing Call of Duty Battlefield in real time inside. It's like a ring you get inside of, and you lean and you can run. And it just virtual reality seems like it's on the horizon. What do you guys think about that? You think it's more of a gimmick, like the way the Wii came out with motion controls? Or you think it's something that'll stick around?
I've been waiting for this since I was like 8 years old. I can't wait. I mean, I remember reading about these things in Electronic Gaming Magazine when they were still like introducing the Sega Genesis. I can't wait for this. It's a dream come true. I can't wait. I remember the Virtual Boy, that piece of junk.
I had it. I don't have it anymore, but I had it, and it was absolute garbage. I did like the Mario Tennis, but that game was trash. That system was trash.
Yeah, I absolutely. I'm first in line for Oculus Rift. I didn't want to buy the developer pack. I have no interest in being a beta tester for anything. But once this thing hits retail, you can count me among the first in line to get it.
Now, I got a question, especially for the new guys, Get Pumped and Cotton Made Player. Have you guys ever played Tomb Raider?
I haven't.
I think I've played one of them.
No, I'm not talking about the original. I'm talking about the one that came out in 2013.
Oh, no, I haven't played that one.
Okay, because it's being repurposed for the PS4, and I'm just curious as the consensus of the masses. Do you think it's going to sell big, Briar Rabbit?
No. I mean, it already came out for the PS3. I think it'll sell okay, but anybody who's super interested in it got it last year for the PS3.
And they're saying graphically, it's for the PS4 is actually better than the PC version. I saw the PC version compared to the PS3 and the Xbox 360 version. It was night and day.
Yeah, so, most people aren't going to buy the same game twice, though.
Oh, I don't know. I've gotten quite a few PlayStation Classics on my PS3 that I mean, I guess to each his own, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's not going to sell. It's not going to sell as much as it did the first time around.
Beyond Two Souls. Speaking of sales, do you guys remember the game Beyond Two Souls starring
Willem Dafoe?
William Dafoe and all I can think is Juno. You guys know.
Yeah, the girl from Juno.
Yeah.
Well, Ellen Page. Thanks, babe. Ellen Page. That game sold 1 million copies, man. which is big numbers for a game that everybody, it got mixed reviews, and it's being reported on now that it sold 1 million copies of the game, and that was a PS3 exclusive, and I think it was a great game. I thought personally it should have been up there, mentioned in Game of the Year. Did you guys ever get a chance to play that? COD Made and get pumped?
Nah, I watched a live stream of it, but I never got it.
Now, let me ask you guys a question, because you guys are new to Beastly Thoughts, and we always would, hope that you guys will stick around and come back and chat with us as many times as you want in the future. What kind of games are you guys looking forward to? What is the future of gaming for you? What are you guys really looking forward to in 2014 for these new consoles, or for any consoles?
I'm waiting for Infamous Second Son and Watch Dogs to come out. Other than that, actually, I heard about this new game coming out. I guess they're making a new Alien game, Alien Isolation, that's coming out in 2014, but they haven't released an exact date yet for it. But I have a subscription to Game Informer, and I was looking at some of the pictures they have on it for the graphics, and it just looks beyond amazing. Like, it looked like they really took their time.
This new Alien game, they're going in the direction of, God, I can't remember the PC game that came out that was really scary in 2012, but you don't have any weapons in this Alien game, and it's more of hiding, and it's very atmospheric, and you come out in the ship, and you are the daughter of Ripley from the Alien movies. And so they're telling her daughter's story. They did refer to the daughter in the Aliens movie. They showed her old and as an old woman, because Ripley went through this hibernation period. But they're telling her story, and it looks really scary and very atmospheric. I can't remember the name that came out on PC, damn it. But it's very scary. It's like you see these things from a distance, you go and hide, you run, you wait for them to turn away from you, you move around. I think Sega, honestly, is milking this franchise for everything that it can. But of course, you can't get worse than Colonial Marine, so more power.
Oh, yeah, you can.
That game is, Colonial Marines is in a class all by itself. It wasn't the worst game of the year, but it was definitely up there, Brad Rabbit.
Yeah. I don't know. I predict that the new Aliens game, much like every other Aliens game, will be junk. How do you make a good game out of that franchise? I mean, I understand why you'd want to, but I don't understand how you make good gameplay out of that. You have to fight things that are like unfightable. Like the only way to beat them in the movies has been to outsmart them. So how do you make gameplay out of that? I don't want to run and hide all the time. That's not fun gameplay.
Yeah,
I think they're bringing in the people that more like strategy type games. I think that's what it is.
Like a real-time strategy game?
No, it's not like that. No, for sure it's not. There are casual gamers and people who like horror games. I like horror games. I think DayZ is one of the best games I've ever seen, honestly. Now, me and Briar Rabbit, we're 180 on this idea. But I like the idea of DayZ. I like the human mechanic of the game. I think it's creepy to be out in this situation with zombies everywhere. I think it's even more scary to have the human interaction. And you're seeing these guys,
robbing each other politely.
Yeah.
It hasn't really been polite. There's this guy. They actually talked about him on a few websites. That's been he'll get you at gunpoint. He'll handcuff you and he'll put you in a cell with 2 or 3 other people. He's done the same thing to. He has a group of about 5 people with him. What they'll do is they'll strip you of everything you got, all your valuables, water, food, and they'll give you 10 seconds to run before they move. Then they come out and hunt you. I mean, that dynamic alone makes me really, really anxious to play this game. What do you guys think about DayZ now? Briar Rabbit said in the last episode...
You just sold me on it.
Get out of here. That would be nice, though. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can do in the game, and to me, it's a really nice draw. Like I said before, zombies have always been one of my favorite subjects as far as horror goes. If they can get this thing up and running right now, it's in the alpha stage, so it's very, very early. But they've talked about getting it on the PS4. That's where they want to go with it. If they can get this thing on a console and graphically upgrade it and have all the patches that need to be done, I think it'll be probably one of the biggest selling games ever, personally.
What do you guys think about the game Division coming out in 2014?
I'm not familiar with it.
You mean the one that just got pushed back? You don't know about The Division, Brian Rabbit?
No, I missed this one.
I never heard of it.
It's made by Ubisoft, the one of the creators of Assassin's Creed.
It's called Tom Clancy's The Division, and they came out with a 7-minute trailer for it back around E3, and the graphics are truly next gen, man. When I say that you think it's the real world, you really would. It's third person, right? COD made player.
Yeah.
It's not first person. It's third person, but I think you're in what, New York? I'm pretty sure it's New York.
Yeah, you're located in New York. That's where it takes place at.
And this is post after some kind of calamity has hit the United States. It looks like after war has broken out, and it's very desolate and derelict, and you're
it's
fighting.
An world structure.
Yeah, it's a Tom Clancy game, but the graphics look really good. It looks as good as Watch Dogs, if not better. But it just got pushed back, so that's more reasons to be slightly depressed. It hasn't been confirmed, but I think it did get pushed back. So what have you guys been hearing in the gaming community? What's been going on in the gaming world? Because, I don't know shit.
Well, I'm interested to hear what these two guys think about Call of Duty Ghosts, because both of them have, COD made Ghosts, or COD made player, obviously, he named his channel around Ghosts, and I know that GetPunk99 plays a lot of Ghosts. So I'm interested to have a conversation about Ghosts. What do you guys think about it? Is it a letdown from Black Ops 2? Is it a return to form for Infinity Ward, back to the Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 1 era? What do you guys think?
I think it's a letdown, kind of, from Black Ops 2, because I thought Black Ops 2 is probably one of the best Call of Duties, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't like it as much as Black Ops 2.
Is it's slower action, or
yeah, the map?
The
maps are too big. The camping, I don't like it that much.
Yeah. What do you think, COD made player?
I think Infinity Ward is they need to learn how to reinvent themselves. It reminds me too much of Modern Warfare 3. I mean, it still is a fun game in a way, and then I kind of see that they try to take Black Ops 2's idea a little bit, because they threw an Extinction in there, another game mode, which is fun. It still draws an audience. They're trying to get the people from Black Ops 2 that are still on PS3 and be like, hey, even for the people that don't have a PS4 or the Xbox One, if you're still into zombies, this is kind of almost like the closest thing that you're going to get to zombies at this point. And just the graphics, they're okay, but the color is just too bland. You look at Black Ops 2, it was very colorful. The graphics weren't too great on Black Ops 2, but then you go to Infinity Ward's Call of Duty Ghosts, and the colors are just so plain, and it just smudges with everything. I just don't see why they released that game. There could have been so much more that they could have done to make it more graphically set to where it look better for the next gen console.
The colors, to me, it make it hard to see players sometimes too, especially when they're camping in a corner. You'll swing by them, and you won't even notice that they're there because they blend in so well with the environment.
Yeah.
It's almost like a monotone color. I mean, everything looks slightly less colorful. It's monotone, and it does blend in with the characters very, very well. Most of these levels are desert palettes. The colors are very, very earthy and brown, and you got characters running around in camouflage. And the Extinction mode, I kind of got to agree with you and disagree at the same time, COD made, because everybody loved the zombies modes from Black Ops, Black Ops 2. Tons of people loved it. I think if they wanted to steal from Black Ops, they could have just made a new zombies mode. The fact that they did the Extinction, did something a little bit different, and people are really... Now, personally, I have never played Extinction, ever. So I have no opinion on it.
It's terrible.
Oh, really? It's not that good?
No. It's alright. It all depends on that. It's not unlimited like Zombies was. It's just certain stages. It's for me, Zombies was fun, but playing for almost 4 hours straight and just doing the same thing, running circles. It's Extinction's kind of like more fast-paced. You got to get to the next destination. You just don't sit around running a circle, training, and all that. You actually want to try to escape and finish your task in Extinction. So it's more of a task set game other than Zombies, where you could just basically just run around, grab ammo, and just keep training zombies.
That sounds better to me.
Yeah, for some people it is better. I mean, you got a task and then you can actually finish it,
Yeah.
and that's basically it.
Have you guys given any, have you guys tried the infected mode? And if you have, what are your thoughts
I
on
have. I think it's really fun.
The new infected mode, I think they kind of messed up a little bit. Well, maybe for some people, maybe other people not. They gave the infected grenades and stuff. That's
They
in
used
a
to
way
just
that'll
have
help.
knives, right?
Yeah, I used to have knives, and now certain game modes infected. It depends on what map you're on. I mean, they got grenades and stuff now. The people that aren't infected, you can get dual-wield pistols and a riot shield, so it just makes it harder for both sides in a way. You can get killed easy, or you can survive easily.
Well, I gotta say on that, I agree with you. That the original was actually the best one when you have just the shotgun and the knife.
Yeah.
It made it more frantic. You felt, like you had less help. Then they introduced these other modes. These modes you actually vote on before you go in. It'll have the little 3-letter name of what type of infected mode you go into. But they got one where you start off with a sniper, and you have 2 pistols. I don't like that because I'm not a big sniper guy. They got another one where you have the riot shield and 2 pistols. And when you have the riot shield, the infected opponents actually have grenades. And so, which changes the dynamic on some of the levels, because usually there's always one singular camp spot that a majority of the survivors go to. So if you got the grenade, then they can't really do it. They changed it up. You can't really fault them for it because you still can. A majority of the people inside of any party or any room can still choose what type of infected match they're going to go to. I think a lot of people really screw that up because they only see the level and they don't see what type of infected mode they're going to. And that was just my cheery thoughts.
I haven't actually checked out the infected mode yet. Maybe I should check that out. Sounds like fun. I've basically only played like standard, team deathmatch and free for all. Blitz I've liked a lot. Actually, Blitz is cool. But I play a lot of free for all.
Yeah, I'll get on and see Briar Rabbit free for all.
Yep. I don't have to worry about teammates or nomination flags. Just if it moves, kill it. Simple.
Now, you don't do too much team deathmatch, though, do you, Briar Rabbit?
Occasionally I'll play a little team deathmatch, but again, it's like, I hate getting like 25 kills and 4 deaths and losing a match because like 6 kids on the team or 3 kids on the team went like 3 and 18. It's like, what's the fun of that,
Totally understandable. Now, Briar Rabbit, I want to get your thoughts now because I kind of talked about it briefly, but I see that now you're playing Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Are you going to be transitioning?
No, I don't think so. I kind of alluded to this earlier. For me, Call of Duty, it's like being Superman. It's like being Rambo or the newer, crappier Die Hard movies where like the guy's a Superman. Battlefield 4 is like being the original Die Hard guy. The original John McClane, which is a better movie, but not as much fun really for me. I want to get on for 15, 20 minutes and feel like I am king of the world. In Battlefield 4, I feel like a scrub. I walk at like a human pace. That's no fun. I want to fly across the ground like in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I actually, I honestly agree with you. You have to put in more effort to be Superman in Battlefield 4 for sure.
Yeah.
And Call of Duty, I'm better than most people. I honestly believe that. I'm better than a lot of people, but I'm not on your level, so I'm not Superman yet. I just got the tattoo. Have you guys ever played a game called Slender?
No.
That sounds so familiar.
It was big on YouTube for a while with all the screaming videos.
I like watching the people freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slender is a game that came out in 2012, and it came out for PC. And graphically, it wasn't really that impressive, but it was okay. It was a game that was created. It was free, and what it entails is you walk around the woods and through little houses, derelict places, and you find pages. There's 8 pages to find. Okay. And as you find these pages, each time you pick up one, you hear like a thud or a loud crash in the soundtrack of the game. And the closer you get to getting the 8 pages, this man called Slender Man, he starts to appear out of nowhere. Okay. And the first I heard about it. I like horror games, I had to give it a shot, and I really liked it. And it came out. They kind of re-released it, but they did a graphically much more impressive version called Slender: The Arrival, which also included the 8 pages. And it came out on PC. I actually bought the beta for $5 and waited for it to come out and bought the full game. This game is really fun. The one that came out later, The Arrival, actually has a real story. You walk around and you find parts of the story and information throughout a huge map. The graphics are really lush and gorgeous. And yeah, this guy is really scary. Like if you look out in the distance, you might see him standing by a tree, and you'll turn to run away from him. But as you run, you see him over in the distance over here looking at you. And the closer he gets to you, if he gets too close to you, it's game over. And basically, that's it. All you got is a flashlight. They just announced that this game is coming to PS3 and Xbox 360 first quarter of 2014, and I'm just super excited about this.
Yeah, you like this game, huh?
Man, yeah. I mean, I like things that are different, man.
Yeah, sure.
I like stuff that's going to give me a different experience.
I don't think I ever saw The Arrival. That's
Yeah.
all I saw was the original one,
You
and it
can get
looked
it
pretty
on your
basic.
phone.
It was fun to watch, like kind of the reaction videos, but it never really looked like something that I was super interested in. I haven't seen The Arrival though, so maybe it
Slender:
would
The
be.
Arrival is graphically on par with a pretty decent, like I'd say, PS3 or Xbox 360 game. It looks really good. If you have a really nice PC, like I was playing on the HP G61, guys. Okay, so that's like a computer from '75. 2 megabytes weigh 50 pounds. But yeah, the graphics of Slender: The Arrival are really nice. For those viewers who have never seen the game or don't know much about it, I tell you, maybe check it out on YouTube. Watch some of the Slender: The Arrival footage. It looks really fun. I can't spoil anything about it, but it adds a whole new dynamic compared to the original. And plus, the original's in there, but they've redone it graphically, so I think it's great. I think it's going to be a big seller for the PS3 and the Xbox.
When's that coming out?
First quarter.
First quarter this year.
Yep. Between
Okay.
now and March. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to have that and do some footage of it.
Yeah.
They have a version of that game on the Google Play Store.
Really?
Yeah.
For Android.
Yep. My fiance used to play it all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time.
I had that. Yeah, I had it. It was Slender. I think they called it Slender Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
It's the same kind of thing, the loud music and stuff. And of course, on the Google Play Store, the graphics were shit, but
Yeah.
it was still, the same kind of mechanic. Pretty fun. I just don't like playing games on my phone. To me, it's just I can't do it.
What about like these new controllers that they're starting to release for phones? They look like Xbox 360 or PlayStation controllers. You
Yeah,
think
I
you
heard
need
about
to start using something like that?
If I really wanted to get into something like that, usually if a game was on the Android or iOS and it's a good game, I'll just play it on my phone because I got too many handhelds around here to be buying controllers for my phone.
Yeah, but the nice thing about the phone is it's already with you. It's always in your pocket. You don't have to think about bringing a PS Vita or a DS with you. Although I guess you got to bring the controller with you.
Well, unlike most people, I always have a PS Vita or 3DS with me. No joke, man. I mean, my introduction video, I told you guys what I'm about. I'm about video games. And for the last 3 years, if me and Kate are going someplace, either I used to have my PSP hanging from my neck. Okay, when I went and got gas, anything. And then it turned into the 3DS, which I had to get a special case to hook a lanyard to. And now I got 11 different lanyards over there for the PS Vita. And my kids, they wear theirs too. So we probably wear it. And like when I go to work, my Vita's always in my bag. Always. I just can't be without it. I feel like it's part of me is just left at home if I leave. What do you guys think is going to be as far as 2014, guys? 2014 is here. We've got these new consoles. We've got this looming release of this new Steam box. Any predictions? Because I know, Briar Rabbit, you love to do predictions, and a majority of your predictions are really good. What do you guys think is going to happen between the PS3, the Xbox One, the Wii U, and the Steam box before the end of 2014?
You going in sales? Is that what you're thinking?
Just tell me anything that comes to your mind. I mean, it could be that the Wii U falls off the table. I don't care. Just tell me what you think is going to happen between these consoles in any way? Do you think it's going to?
I think the PS4 is going to continue to dominate. I expect maybe to see by the end of this year, maybe close to 6 to 7 million sold units.
Okay, all right. What about you? Get punked?
Like he said, I have a feeling that the PS4 is gonna dominate this year, and that's about it.
See, Briar Rabbit, these guys are young. I think the new generation's taking over, Briar Rabbit. See,
Yeah.
these guys are speaking for the future because, hey, look, they're
You guys are kicking me in the coffin already? Come on, man. This is my prime. I'm getting fighting weight here.
Look, these guys are tomorrow's old guys, okay?
What about today's old guys, man? Today's old guys.
You still got to rock on, brother. But you see this mindset, and I think that right now what we got going on here, there's 4 of us here, and one of us owns the Xbox One. I don't know if it's that bad as far as majority goes, but it seems that a lot of the people I meet feel the same way, that the PS4 is actually going to really dominate. I didn't hear any of you guys say anything about the Steam box. Me personally, I think initially the Steam box will take off, but as far as for how long, I'm not sure. I think
I don't even know in what situation you could get me to buy a Steam box.
I think if the Steam box came out at $500 and that was the only one, and they put all their ingenuity and all their thought behind one console versus trying to multitask with 14 different consoles, so 14 different companies get a piece of the pie, then they'd have a better overall strategy. When you're doing too much, your view becomes cluttered, and it's hard to stay focused. You got 14 Steam boxes. You focus on Steam box, but which fucking one?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to buy the $500 one because it's just going to be outclassed by the $6,000 one. What kind of experience am I getting over here? You know, on that controller. I watched a lot of videos of people who used it. They went to CES, they checked it out, they tried this controller, and they're like, "Yeah, this is no good. I don't want to use this." So it's like,
really?
So
I didn't see any of those.
I don't even understand. Like, I can't play any games on the Steam box that I can't play on a PC. I can't get a good. I'm not getting a better controller than I'm getting anywhere else. I'm not getting. What experience is Steam providing me here that I can't get somewhere else? I don't understand why I would buy this. The only appeal it had for me originally was, oh, cool, they're gonna make like a really powerful console, but that's not what they're doing. It's a PC. It's just got Linux on it and the Steam store and a really shitty controller.
I think that there is a draw for the console, but it's for a very small demographic.
Yeah.
But very small could still be a hell of a lot of people. Now, Steam has, 60 million accounts worldwide? Yeah. You got a shitload of customers.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah, but those are all people who are currently playing Steam on the PC. Yeah. Why would you buy another console just to play the games you already bought?
You see, they got money to blow. They got tons of money to blow, right? But the thing is, for people like me who aren't really per se PC gamers, for people who are PC gamers but are sick and tired of upgrading every year,
driver issues and update this and this was incompatible with that.
Hopefully, they're able to nail some of those issues down with this console.
If anything, I'd rather get like an Alienware laptop or a desktop. Those are very powerful machines, and they run like $1,000 a piece. So.
And more than that.
Yeah, some of them are.
Yeah, it all depends on where you're getting them from.
Yeah, I was looking for new laptops, and I saw Alienware, and I was like, damn, this is beautiful.
Those are expensive.
It was red. I was like, I might go ahead and grab this one. Then I clicked on the next page after the specs, $1,400. Yes, sir.
I like that Razer laptop. I think that's a really nice piece.
I don't think I've heard about that one.
It looks like a MacBook. I think that's probably why I like it.
It's extremely thin and it's extremely powerful.
Yeah, it's black. It's got a glass touchscreen on it with an LCD display behind it, which you can program like what function it has and what all sorts of cool stuff on that. It's a really nice laptop, but I think it's $2,500.
Yeah, that's what I saw it at.
Yeah.
Keep that one for now. I'll take a picture of it and stick it on the wall behind me. Well, when things come out, you always gotta wait. I mean, usually I wouldn't just. Well, PS4 is different. If it's a new gaming console for people like us, that's kind of like a holiday.
Yeah.
You know, you take a day and reflect, get the new shit. But like, you know, as far as phones come out every year now, I feel like Samsung is John Madden. They come out with a new phone every 6 months, and they want $800 for it. Can't do it. I mean, I might have a flip phone, you know. I mean, I don't. I got an Android, but it's 2 years old, and I'm proud of that. Pay the phone bill.
That makes sense, though. You know, they're reinventing themselves. You know, they know people are going to buy their product, so they're not messing themselves up there.
I feel like the innovation is slowing down in that space, though. You know, it's like when the original iPhone came out, it was so revolutionary, and then like the subsequent ones came out, and we got all these Retina displays and all sorts of new stuff. But the last couple, I mean, I don't need a fingerprint sensor to unlock my phone. I mean, it's cool, but like it's not really improving my life any. I think the innovation is slowing down on that front.
Yeah, my new laptop has a fingerprint scanner on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to actually use it because I'm not into the NSA. But,
I know they're gonna steal your shit anyway, so.
They already have it, man.
Yeah. But did you guys see that Razer desktop that they were showing off at CES?
I heard about it. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's modular, right? So basically, all it is like a vertical stick that you plug in. Like this is the plug-in for your RAM, and this is the plug-in for your CPU, and this is the plug-in for your hard drive. And on this side, you plug in, your power supply. And then any of these things go out of date, and you just unplug it from the outside and plug in the new one. It's like, and it's super cool looking. Like, I really can't stand PCs because Windows drives me absolutely crazy. And, I just don't want to deal with driver issues and all that stuff. It's like not what I want to do in my spare time. When I was a kid, I had more time for it, and that was fine. It was almost an enjoyable hobby. But now it's like the little bit of time that I have for gaming, I do not want to spend it troubleshooting why I can't get Battlefield 4 to load. I just don't want it. But this one was cool.
Wow. I'm reading this article, guys, on GameStop.com, and it says, to everyone's dismay, GameStop wants to work with Sony to sell PlayStation Now? What the hell?
What are they going to sell, like gift cards?
I don't know, but, I mean, of course they got bigwigs in every company who are, nickeling and diming and coming up with any way possible to make any money. It says, retailer says it looks forward to working with Sony to find a way to sell PlayStation Now memberships to customers in the store. GameStop wants to work with Sony to sell PlayStation Now memberships in store. A senior public relations director for Grapevine, Texas company told GameStop today.
That's like they sell like Minecraft though at GameStop too. You go there, you buy an empty box, and then you download Minecraft on Xbox 360. I'm sure it's the same thing. Or you can buy an Xbox Live card or a 12-month membership, or you can buy digital downloads at stores. But you're still actually buying the thing through the PlayStation Network.
This is how you know that PlayStation Now is really going to at least have some kind of adverse effect on GameStop. Now, GameStop is worth $600 million in its digital business alone. But immediately after Sony announced the PlayStation Now during CES 14, GameStop shares plummeted more than 9%.
Wow.
9%. Wow.
I really like my local GameStop. The people that work there are really friendly. They're very helpful. I talked in a couple of videos about how good my experience was for standing in line to get the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So I really like my local GameStop. But company-wide, they have policies that are like anti-consumer and anti-gamer. Like all this, like they're constantly pushing these things that you don't want, like these, warranties on discs and stuff like that. And they're constantly trying to do that stuff, and basically they're a brick and mortar store that is going to just die away because everything they're selling is going to go digital. It's like Strawberries or Sam Goody. There's going to be no place for it. You don't buy CDs anymore because everything is available on the internet.
So the end game is going to be more than likely that it's going to be Blockbuster all over again.
Oh yeah, that's a sad state of affairs right there.
Hey man, I still got my Blockbuster card. That's right, I'm old. I'll pull it out and show it to a cop and ask them if they got a senior citizens discount.
I still remember when Blockbuster was like the cool thing, right? Like the local mom and stop video store. Oh man, look at all these videos Blockbuster has. It's crazy.
They actually still have a place down the street called Video 2C that was around back when Hollywood Video was around. It was around when Blockbuster was around, and they're still doing business.
Good.
I think that the people who are still getting movies from there don't have a computer because they have no idea.
They're still renting VHSs out.
Yeah, I mean, look, back when I'm a child of the '80s. Okay, back when Blockbuster was really big. I remember when Blockbuster first started.
Yeah.
My dad, we go inside there every night. Every single night after Dad got off work, we'd go inside Blockbuster and we would just browse with Dad. He'd be checking out these movies. Yeah. I remember when Netflix first was announced. I remember this. When it was first announced, the internet wasn't really big like it is now. It was, a very small demographic of people who had access to the internet. And I remember downloading an MP3 was like magic, Just one song. You were like, oh, this can't be real.
Back in like 96, 97, I wanted to rip a CD to my computer so that I could listen to it whenever I wanted. I didn't have to put the CD into the drive. I had a 750 megabyte hard drive in that computer, and the CD wouldn't fit.
Oh my God! Man, yeah, we're old guys. I mean, that's why you guys enjoy your youth. One day you'll be telling these young guys about what it was like to have a PS3.
That's right. Back in my day, we had to put a disc in the PS4.
Hell yeah. I mean, think about the way it was, man. I mean, Nintendo, shit. Nowadays, I made my kids play the Nintendo, though. I got an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and they had to play it. They're actually playing a Nintendo 64 right now, and they got PSPs. They got PS3. They got all this stuff. But I want them to kind of remember where we came from. So you guys make sure your kids play PS3 games.
Do they like those old games, Beastly? Do they actually have fun playing like the old like Super Nintendo games and NES games? Or are they just like, this game is kind of cool for the first 10 minutes, but the story is garbage and the graphics look like hell? Like, what do you guys think about that? You younger guys, like, do you guys ever go back and play, games from before you were born? Like, is that even
I'd go back and play my PlayStation 1 that my dad gave me. The graphics are terrible compared to like the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, they are. They're all brown and chunky. And have you found that any of the games are fun, or are they basically just kind of arcade?
There's a couple still fun, but I mean, they get boring after a while.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the PlayStation 1 was plagued with some pretty crappy games, but there's still a lot of great ones, man. And as you get older, search them out, find them. Google the top 10, top 20 PS1 games, and give those ones a shot because those are from our era. Me and Brad,
I don't know though. I mean, I think nostalgia accounts for a lot of that, right? A lot of those play mechanics are completely out of date. The graphics are certainly out of date. The controllers are out of date. The PlayStation didn't even originally ship with dual thumbsticks. It just had a digital pad and the 4 buttons and the triggers. So I don't know, if you go back to that and you don't have like nostalgia about it, like what's really the point of playing that game other than just kind of like checking out what it used to be like?
I guess I'm just really fortunate that I got so much nostalgia. I mean, that really is it.
I think I'd trade places not to have the nostalgia but be 20 years younger.
Me too. If I was 20 years older, I'd be as old as you, Get Punked. Damn! That just broke my day. And my brother turned 21 today. Now, and that's my baby brother. Damn it! I'm really getting old, man. Yeah, there's 7 of us, and the youngest one turned 21 today.
There's 7 Beastlies?
Well, my little brother. All right, check this out, okay? My 24-year-old brother, he turned 24 November 6th. His name is Isaiah Chapman. He's a world-known fighter, okay? He fights for Bellator and NAAFS. His name is Isaiah the Beast Chapman. It's my biological brother, and he lives up in Akron. I actually got him hired at the job I worked there before I moved here. But he's the only other beast in the family, and I think he's 18-2. He got another fight coming up soon. He's really good. He's a MMA guy, jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and stuff. That's the only other beast, but the rest of them kind of look like beasts.
18-2. That seems like a good record. That's better than my record was in high school.
Yeah, he was a state champ wrestler up there, and he we all worked at the same place. Me, him, and Kate, where I first met her. And he really got into training. He told me back then he wanted to actually become a professional fighter, and he fought as an amateur for 2 years, undefeated. No, he lost one as an amateur, and he lost one as a pro. But he makes big bucks now fighting every couple of months. But
That's great.
He loves it, and his heart was broken when Anderson Silva's leg was broken.
That was nasty. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw. I think I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was gross.
That was nasty.
Yeah, I mean, see, now you guys get an opportunity to mesh the current time with back in the day when it comes to Anderson Silva, because you see Anderson Silva, the Spider, going in there fighting, but at the same time you get to watch an episode from Gumby. He kicked that guy and his leg just bent all the way around, didn't it? If he kicked him any harder, I think his leg would have spun around and tied a knot on itself.
I literally have nightmares like that.
Jeez, that was
I mean,
a hell
with
of a
Gumby.
Yeah. So now you guys know about Gumby. Go back and watch.
All right, Beasley, I know that you have to. You got a birthday party to get to tonight. You want to wrap it up?
I don't have any more news. Is there anything that you guys want to cover? How about COD Player and Get Punk? You guys share your YouTube information with some of the viewers so they can swing by and check you guys out.
Yeah, my YouTube channel is GetPunk99. If you guys want to come check me out, I upload almost every day. So yeah.
I've watched some of his when you were doing more of the montages. I really enjoyed those montages.
Yeah, I'm working on
really
one.
Good.
For,
Are you really?
For
They
1,000
take a lot
subs.
of. How much work does that take to do one of those?
It takes a lot of work. It's because you have to sync the shots with the song. It takes a couple hours.
I think that's my favorite part actually, is that when the beats hit and the shot hits or the scene changes. I think that's really cool. I like those a lot.
Well, I'm definitely going to sub to you today, Get Punk99. I want to see some of those montages. Now, swing by the DC Gamer channel and hit that subscription, man. And make sure you tell all your subscribers about this new show we got going on. We'd love to have you guys back with us next week. We're going to try to keep this thing synced on Sundays at 6. And we'll get this whole bottom bar filled up with guests if we can.
Codbait, what have you been up to? What are you doing on YouTube right now?
Not much, man. Just posting at least 2 to 3 videos of either Battlefield 4 or Call of Duty Ghosts today. I either do Domination, custom class series, doing some Let's Plays, hopefully maybe doing some Assassin's Creed gameplay here soon. So if you guys want to check me out, look up COD Player on YouTube.com and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see.
All right. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Do we need to say that anymore? Like,
well, you know what?
I feel like it's like a reminder. Like it's like my mother reminded me to. It's like my mother reminded me to clean my room or something. Though. Like, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe, or you'd be in big trouble.
Every one of my videos now that goes up, you can actually subscribe at the end of the video, right? But it becomes a part of your spill or your speech almost. It's like Kate, when she goes to work every day for Apple, one of the first things she has to say within 1 minute is this for business, personal, or pleasure? And if she doesn't, then it'll come down on her, right?
My business is pleasure. You know what I'm saying?
Was that you who called, Brian Rabbit?
You shouldn't have given me your phone number. I mean, it's really on you.
He likes you, so it's not even a problem. We had a really, really great time talking today. I really enjoyed myself. I hope you viewers got a chance to learn something new and learn something about some of the other guys who are doing these YouTube channels. I'm the Beastly Gamer, and I really thank you guys for swinging by. I gotta say it: like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, guys.
All right, guys, I'm gonna end the broadcast.
Oh, and one thing I want to say.
Okay.
Real quick before you end it. Some people watching this are probably seeing my face and they're like, Beastly Gamer's eyes look a little bit different today. It's because I got these contacts in. I don't know if you guys can really see them, but they're red contacts from Naruto.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah, they're
I don't know. You look stoned to me.
Hey, come on now. I'm just high on life.